Laura with Pampered Chef. I wanted to show you how I prep for beef roast. So I know that sometimes dinners are really just what we can throw together, but sometimes we want to take that extra moment and make it taste even better. So at our store here in Grand Junction, our roasts were buy one, get one free. And so I really wanted to take advantage of that sale. And so I bought two. And I'm going to show you how I prep for the roast. And I'm going to put them in the slow cooker today. And we'll have roast this weekend. And maybe I'll freeze some of it. There's quite a few different ideas I have. So let me show you what I'm doing right now. So in the background, you're going to see me finishing up this roast right here. With browning. Why would we want to brown a beef roast? Browning a beef roast will really captivate flavor and make it taste way better. So we want it nice and brown, okay? So that requires a really hot skillet. So I'm going to actually transfer this one over to the slow cooker. And I've got the sear function on, but I don't really need it. So the reason why I'm doing a skillet is because these roasts are really big and they won't quite fit in that the way I want in the quick cooker. So I'm going to show you how I prep and a little bit extra. Okay, so we have our beef roast right here. This is a really good size. Make sure that you bring it to room temperature for a good 20 to 30 minutes before you brown it. That's really important because you don't want this fat to seize up. You want it to actually blend in and use it to your advantage on the stovetop. So right here, we're going to take, I'm using kosher salt. That's all this is. And yes, we are going to be pretty liberal with that salt. Okay, so we're going to use that. Now you can wear a glove if you want. You don't have to do barehanded like I am. But just make sure you wash your hands for cross-contamination. But anyway, so I'm also going to use, this is Pampered Chef's Urban Onion. So you can just be liberal because, you know, we're going to mix this and use it for a couple different things. And salt is a preservative as well as a flavoring. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to salt too much. Because, see, actually by us salting at the beginning of this, it's not going to be salty when you bite into it. It's going to have a really good flavor. When we salt at the end, that's when we usually have that, oh my goodness, that's so salty, and that's what we don't want, okay? So now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to transfer it right over to my skillet that I turned off. Okay, so I'm going to turn that back on, and I'm going to add a little bit of oil, okay, just a little bit, and it's still nice and hot. I just turned it off. So now we have a sizzle. So I'm going to turn the timer on for 6 minutes. Don't worry, you and I won't be together that long, but I'm going to show you what else I do, okay? So now, I'm washing my hands. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create our, I'm also going to caramelize some onions and some garlic. So this is our new processor. So I'm actually going to take onion and I'm going to make it so we have onion slices. So how this works, this is the part that actually makes it all go. And this is your battery, and it comes with 2 batteries, okay? Oops. So your battery is the first to the party and last to leave to the party. So you always want to use that last, okay? Now right underneath here is a safety button, so you push that and you turn this on, okay? Now, I don't know if you can see, I didn't even have to push down on this. And it's already slicing the onions, so that was a lot easier than I even... Okay, well that just made me happy. All right, so we're gonna do that again. I'm gonna turn it up. That was too easy. I expected it more of a challenge. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you a trick. How many of you, I don't know if you see sometimes on the internet, you know, the interwebs, that if you take your garlic and shake it up into a jar, it will help to peel all that. Well, it's true. So I love doing this when I'm actually going to use a whole bulb of garlic for our roast. Okay, so we have one rogue that didn't peel all the way, but most of these peeled. So I'm using this just to peel all the rest of that garlic off. Okay, now here's part of my secret. Not really a secret. So I have a little bit of water, Now Doug, my husband, calls this bug juice, but it's Worcestershire sauce, or Worcestershire, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to add that to a little bit of water, okay? Now this is the secret. Coffee. This is the instant coffee. My mom always used coffee to make her roasts. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but you guys, it is amazing. Now this is the only kind of coffee that I found in my store, but it's just an instant coffee. So you don't need to do anything fancy, just use about a cup of coffee. Now you can also use an A1 sauce to add. This is great, okay? So while this is still browning, after that's all done, I'm gonna take our onion, okay, right here, and I'm gonna take my garlic that I peeled, and I'm gonna end up just putting this in the skillet to brown. While this, I get going as a quick cooker. Those onions are strong. Okay, so here's how this works. For a slow cook, we put it right here on the slow cook function. Now I am going to put it on for 5 hours. And I just hit start. That's it. That's why we want this lid. So this lid over here is for when we use it to do pressurized things. But the glass lid is things for the slow cook, which is what we're going to do with this. Now, if it's not to the consistency that I want when it's later, I can go ahead and do the pressurized cooking just to get it right where I want it. So now, I still have 2.5 minutes, so I'm not quite ready to turn this. And normally you wouldn't want to touch it, but I'm just going to show you, you actually could. This is actually really good, nice and brown, okay? So that's what you want. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes you don't really even want to, like we just want to get dinner on the table, right? Like it's not that fancy. But sometimes if we take that extra time, the roasts are so much better. So what is your secret? Has Mama ever showed you something that you do? The coffee is a game changer, guys. I love sharing these little secrets with you. But maybe you do something different. I would love to know what you do. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. And remember that sharing my videos actually helps me out without spending $1. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.